Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Truckers Podcast, FYI, Conversations Without Barriers. I'm your host, Doug from Ontario, Canada. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. This is a long weekend here in Ontario, the Family Day long weekend, which is Monday. Not everybody gets it off, but a lot of people do, and I'm one of them. Today is a really snowy day. It's going to continue throughout today, so maybe you should rethink your travel plans. Stay off the roads as much as possible because it's not going to let up anytime soon. How has everybody been? I've been all right. Now, just reading an article this morning. It was about unite, resist, and endure. How Canadians can trump Trump. How Canadians can trump Trump discusses how Canadians can respond to the challenges posed by Trump's policies and actions. It emphasizes the importance of unity, resilience, and strategic action to protect Canada's interest and sovereignty. The article suggests that Canadians should channel their anger towards Trump's tariffs and other aggressive policies, not booing the American national anthem. Every country has a national anthem. It doesn't define Trump. I think it's just unnecessary to be doing that. To all my fellow Canadians, stop booing the American national anthem. And channel our anger towards, the tariffs and other aggressive policies into constructive action. This includes imposing retaliatory tariffs, rejecting cultural exports, and refusing to normalize betrayal. The article also highlights the need for coordinated federal response and the importance of morale. In facing these challenges, a Council of Canadians has also proposed an immediate program for action calling on governments at every level to defend the integrity of the country and the well-being of its citizens. The recommendations include strengthening the safety net for Canadians affected by Trump's policies. In essence, the message is clear. Canadians must unite, resist, and endure to protect our nation's interests and to ensure a better future. Canada and the United States have a long history of supporting each other during times of crisis. Here are a few examples of how Canada has stepped up to help the United States during tragedies. Wildfires in California in January 2025. Canada responded to the devastating wildfires in Southern California by offering extensive support, and this included deploying Canadian Armed Forces for air transport, sending firefighting personnel equipment from various provinces. Hurricane Katrina in 2005. After Hurricane Katrina struck the Gulf Coast, Canada sent military personnel, medical teams, and supplies to assist in the relief efforts. The Canadian Navy ships HMCS and the Coast Guard ship Sir William Alexander were among the first international responders to arrive. The 9/11 attacks. Following the tragic events of September 11th, 2001, Canada played a crucial role in providing immediate support. Canadian airports welcomed over 200 diverted flights and communities across the country and opened their homes to stranded passengers. The town of Gander, Newfoundland famously hosted thousands of passengers, showcasing the spirit of generosity and solidarity. These are just some of the examples that I'm highlighting, with the strong bond between Canada and the United States, demonstrating how both nations come together to support each other in times of crisis. It's a testament of the enduring friendship and cooperation making Canada and the United States. I mean, the governments are fighting back and forth. You know, with Trump's uh, proposals, his tariffs. He gave Mexico and Canada a reprieve for 30 days. And then he reneged on that promise. It hasn't even been 30 days. Now he wants to put 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. You know, there's no cooperation here. And Trump seems to forget. He just seems to forget all the things that, what Canada, you know, does not just for the United States, but other nations. Calling Trudeau the governor, calling Canada the 51st state. That we are the ones difficult to deal with. Then, not to mention that Canada, is the cause of the illicit drug problem in the United States, which is so far-fetched that it isn't even funny. The relationships between countries get complicated, especially when there are negative comments. The United States and Canada's relationship has had its ups and downs, but it's important to remember that the bond between our country runs deep with a strong foundation of mutual support and cooperation. Somehow Donald Trump doesn't seem to understand that. Canada has always been a steadfast ally to the United States, even in the challenging times, whether it's leading or lending a helping hand during natural disasters or working together on economic and security issues. The spirit of collaboration often prevails. Negative rhetoric can be disheartening, but it's crucial to focus on the positive aspects of our relationship and the common volumes that bind us. To engage in constructive dialogue and emphasizing our shared goals, we can overcome misunderstandings and work towards a brighter future. And it can certainly feel like an affront when a leader from another country speaks poorly of your nation's leader. It's important to remember that Canada is a strong, independent nation with its own unique identity and values. This rhetoric from Donald Trump causes friction between the two nations, and you've seen this. Even last night between the Four Nations hockey tournament, Canada playing the United States, and games before that. And I find it, disheartening, from my fellow Canadians that you're booing the national anthem of the United States. The United States isn't booing our national anthem. They're not booing anybody else's national anthem. Yeah, Canadians are pissed off, but that's not the way to go about it. The United States national anthem doesn't just represent one person. We need to stop doing that. To my fellow Canadians, we need to stop booing the American national anthem. It's just ridiculous. So this rhetoric from Donald Trump causes friction between the two nations. The larger picture includes countless examples of cooperation, mutual respect, and shared goals between our two nations, whether it's collaborating on international issues, trade security, or cultural exchanges. The bond between Canada and the United States should and hopefully potentially remain steadfast. And that's all going to be up to Donald Trump as well. So we need to keep focusing on what makes Canada strong. Its resilience, unity, and commitment to working together with others to create a better world. Our voice, your voice matters. And engaging in constructive dialogue helps move us all forward. If there's one thing history has shown is that nations can rise above disagreements and continue to build lasting friendships. And Donald Trump is really making it difficult. And partnerships. Talk about what makes Canada strong. The kind of strength comes from a combination of its diverse cultural, natural resources, and strong values. Here are some key elements that contribute to Canada's strength: diversity and inclusion. Canada's multicultural society is a testament to its commitment to diversity and inclusion. People from all over the world called Canada home. The diversity enrich the nation's culturally, socially, and economically. Natural resources. With an abundance of natural resources, including forest, minerals, oil, and fresh water. And oh, by the way, Canada has somewhere of the upwards of about 2 million lakes, and we have the most fresh water in the world. You can look that up. We have 2 million lakes, and we have the most fresh water in the world. These resources play a significant role in the country's economy and global influence. Education and innovation. Canada's both have world-class educational institutions and a strong emphasis on research and innovation. This commitment to education and technology advancement positions Canada as a leader in various fields, from healthcare to environmental sustainability. Canada's publicly funded healthcare system ensures that all citizens have access to essential medical services. The universal healthcare model is a source of national pride, and it reflects Canada's values. So when Donald Trump turns around, oh, Canada will have lower taxes, they'll have better health care. I don't think so. For the medical service, there's a universal healthcare model. There's a source of natural pride, and it reflects Canada's values of equity and compassion. We have a strong social safety net. Canada has a robust social safety net, including programs like employment insurance, old age security, and the Canadian Child's Benefit. These programs provide support to individuals and families in times of needs, helping to reduce poverty. Canada is known for its stunning natural landscape and commitment to environmental protection. The country's effort to combat climate change and preserve its natural beauty demonstrates a strong dedication to sustainability. Global leadership plays an active role in the world stage, advocating for human rights, peacekeeping, and international cooperation. The leadership in organizations like the United Nations shows its commitment to making a positive impact globally. Resilience and unity. Canadians are known for the resilience and ability to come together in times of crisis. Whether it's responding to natural disasters or supporting each other during challenging times, The spirit of unity and solidarity is a defining characteristic of Canada. These elements, combined with the nation's friendly and welcoming nature, makes Canada a strong and respected country on the global stage. We can have better discussions. Our governments together can have better discussions. Donald Trump, needs to put on his big boy pants every day. He wants to bring the toys and play in the sandbox, then you play nice. He's unhappy about a bunch of things. Fine. Not everybody's happy. When you insult our prime minister, you insult Canadians. When you call us the 51st state, that's an insult. Somehow Donald Trump thinks that there is this imaginary line, as though someone came along and drew a line in the sand and said, okay, we'll take this half, we'll have this half, okay? Yeah, no problem. There is a physical border between Canada and the United States. Not a line drawn in the sand that you can just wipe away and say, oh, you're the 51st state now. He needs to stop acting like a child. Come to the table with ideas. Ideas that can be shared around the table. You said not long ago, oh, we don't need Canada's oil. Oh, we don't need their lumber. Oh, we don't need their cars. We don't need their electricity. Well, if you don't need it, stop buying it. See, when he says that, oh, we subsidize Canada in the tune of $200 million or $200 billion annually, he's not talking about he's giving us this money. He's not giving us this money. There is a trade deficit. I mean, if you take away the oil and the natural gas and the lumber or whatever, you'd have a surplus. The deficit is about $40 billion. That's not money he's giving us. Okay, this is trade between Canada and the United States. The United States businesses are purchasing these products from Canada. The dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar, so it gives you more buying power. Tariffs affect both countries. It's not a moneymaker. Because who pays the tariff? The importer pays the tariff. I've told you this before. And the importer isn't going to, absorb that tax. They're going to pass that on to the consumers, you and me. Because when Canada retaliates with tariffs, well, that's going to affect us over here. The importers of Canada are not going to absorb that tariff. They're going to pass it on to the consumers. They're not in business to lose money. They're in business to make money. They're in business to employ people. So you have a paycheck. You can pay your bills. Now he wants to put tariffs on everybody around the world. Rhetorical tariffs, he says. They put tariffs on us, we'll put rhetorical tariffs on them, meaning they'll put more tariffs. How does that solve anything? It's okay for the United States to put tariffs on everybody, and then everybody can't turn around and retaliate? What do you think's going to happen? When push comes to shove, off comes the gloves. If you push me and then you shove me, that's going to be a problem. Canada and the United States has always had a bond, a friendship, an understanding of one another. Friendship between the two nations builds prosperity. I mean, you'd rather make friends than a foe. We're not the United States enemy. We're an ally. We're a NATO nation. We help one another in times of crisis. But Donald Trump seems to forget that. He just disregards it. Ignorance? Probably. The more he goes on with his rhetoric about making Canada the 51st state and calling our Prime Minister Governor of Canada, is only going to cause more friction. And it's only going to keep pissing Canadians off. Tourism is going to hurt. Canadians are already canceling their trips down south, whether it's Florida, Arizona, making other plans to go someplace else. And we play a huge role in your economy when it comes to tourism. It's not millions of dollars, it's billions of dollars. That those industries are going to hurt because we're going to boycott. We already have a couple of airlines here in Canada say they're not flying to the United States destinations. There's other places that we can go travel. Cuba comes in mind. And other sunny destinations around the world. Canadians, we have, not just friends, we have relatives. Live on the other side of the border. We have Americans up here in Canada who are working. And vice versa. Our economies are so intertwined and so interconnected. It's like a ball of string or a ball of twine that is so tightly bound tightly together that you can't even find the ends. But Donald Trump is unraveling that. And like I said earlier, you know, Canadians, I mean, yeah, we're friendly, we're polite. During sporting events, and like I mentioned earlier, I mean, in the National Hockey League, that's why they call it the National Hockey League. You have Americans playing in there, you have Canadians playing in there, you have Swedes playing in there, you have Russians playing in there, and so on. You have American National Hockey League teams in the United States and Canada. A hockey game that was invented by Canadians. So when teams who are playing in the National Hockey League in the United States come up here to Canada and play a Canadian team, fans are booing the national anthem of the United States. That's not who we are. We are friendly and polite people, but this is what happens when you piss people off, right? I don't agree with it. Last night's hockey game between Canada and the United States, the Four Nations tournament that's going on, over the hockey break. Canadians booing the American national anthem. And as soon as the puck drops, the fights break out on the ice. And it was because of that. Americans don't boo the Canadian national anthem. National anthems are unique to that country. It means something to the people of that country. Our national anthem means something to us, as the American national anthem means something to you. So again, I'm calling on all my fellow Canadians, stop booing the American national anthem. It doesn't define one person. Yeah, we're pissed off at Donald Trump. We don't take it out on the rest of the Americans. Canada enjoys going over to the United States. Canadians enjoy going over there. Canadians go over there and they spend the entire winter in the southern states. They have friends. They've bought property. They drive their RVs across the borders and stay down there for the duration of the winter months, spending their money. Tourism helps economies, not just trade in other industries. It's unfortunate Canada, not all Canadians, but quite a few Canadians are going to boycott the United States and not travel there. These tariffs he's talking about on aluminum and steel and stuff like that, and tariffs in general, are unjustified. When he talks about, oh, we don't want Canadian cars. Well, they're not Canadian cars. They're North American cars. They're built in North America. Parts run between Canada, the United States, and Mexico to build a car. It's just ridiculous. It really is. Anyways, I don't want to keep you too long today. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today. We have like this snowstorm that we're having today is going to last for some time. So stay off the roadways if you don't have anywhere to go, because it's traveling is not good today. I can do other things around the house. Probably gonna have to go out and shovel a couple times, but it's been snowing since yesterday. So, anyways, go out there, enjoy the rest of your weekend here in Ontario. Not like this is a long weekend here in Ontario. It's not a long weekend across Canada. It's uh, an added holiday, long weekend between Christmas and the March break. Not everybody gets it off. I'm going to be off on Monday. Um, it is what it is. So if you do have this long weekend off, just get out there outside with the kids. Kids love snow. But if you do have to travel somewhere, if you do have to go to the grocery store or whatever you got to do, just be safe out there. Roads are slick. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Truckers Podcast, FYI. I'm your host, Doug from Ontario, Canada. Take care and thank you for joining me.